Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Today's video is going to be a spread for my Project Life album of 2021. So blast from the past and very long overdue Project Life moment happening. I know I've talked about it in a couple videos, but just to reiterate, I kind of hit a wall in the 2022 album because of some personal things that are happening in my life and people's lives around me, and that would be in the album. And I really just kind of want to hit a pause button out of respect for those situations. So hopefully I'll be able to get back to those spreads later in the year. But for right now, I have plenty of other albums that need some catching up on. One of them obviously being 2021. And so I am terribly missing Taylor right now, which is the lovely lady that you see in these spreads. And we are in the process of trying to plan an October trip. So for the last 2 years, we've been able to meet up in Orlando, and she has kind of become my companion on that voyage. I've been doing Orlando trips for 9 years consecutively, excluding 2020 due to the pandemic. So I still count it as consecutive because it was non-consensual stopping. But yeah, I'm super excited to be planning another trip and looking into that, and looking into options for my 33rd birthday, which will be in 2024. So I've kind of got Tay on the brain lately, and I thought it would be really fun for me to catch up on those spreads. So this spread comes together pretty quickly despite the length of the video. I think I just prepped really well. I dug into my stash quite a bit. So let's talk about product here for a minute, and then we'll get into some of the hilarity that's happening in the actual photos. So as far as the cards go, so the Happy Place card and the Enjoy the Ride and the bright yellow card, as well as I think those all three came from a pink paisley kit. I am trying desperately to remember the name of the website that I get them from. And if I remember in the middle of this video, I will totally say it, but my brain is just completely blipping on what the name of that website is. And I know that I've referenced them before when I've talked about my week in the life and day in the life kits. So if I haven't had time to update the description, please pop over to those videos on the channel and you'll be able to check those out. But I do know they are from not Pink Paisley. Why am I even saying Pink Paisley? It's Paisley Press. And she is an absolutely amazing artist and has done work for Ali Edwards and other companies, and she's freaking fabulous. I love her style. The photo blocked the first time on and the Totally Worth the Wait cards are also from Disney themed kits. I want to say those are Solon Studios. But again, it's on the same website. You can search different artists and they're all printable kits, which is really great for me considering that I do take an annual trip. So it's kind of important for me to have something that I can reprint several times, because it takes a really long time for me to do all of these spreads. Obviously, I haven't even embarked on 2022, but that is as far as product goes. The dinosaur card is actually a really old open stock paper. I want to say it came from Hobby Lobby, because I have one that's kind of like a bigger print of this, and then I have this kind of smaller dinosaur print one. Then going into tags and such, all of my little labels have come, except for the Happy Memories tag, all came from Studio Calico Printables. I haven't even pulled it out yet, I don't think. Oh yeah, because I am working on the card right now. So the card that I'm working on now, the little priceless piece, I have no idea where I got that. And then the Happy Memories and the little date that I'm going to use on the card I'm working on now on screen are from a really, really old, they were in my die cut stash, as well as the Admit To came from that. I just pulled out my drawer and I was like, hey, I'm going to go through this and I'm going to see what matches, because there were so many bright colors to pull from. And I don't typically have room to put something that bright, so it was nice to kind of pull in those yellows and the reds and just use some things up. As far as stickers go, I really made use of the Dear Lizzy sticker book, and you're going to see me dive into that several times, which was really fun to flip through because, again, I don't always get to use those colors in my spreads. And I tried to do super cute white stars with my white gel pen, which is a Signo Uniball in the broad. And I don't know what's going on with that particular gel pen, but it is definitely having a fit. I don't know if I just got it dud or what happened, but I need to get a new one because it's just not participating. So after trying to make it work, I decided to go into my stash and I had a Heidi Swap. I'm trying to think of the name of that. I think it's the Carefree 12x12 kit. It is the kit 12x12 kind of project pad. Project pad is what it's called. And it has like a white glitter sheet in it. And I just used my star punches from Fiskars, and I have a handheld one as well to just make some stars and cover them up. And that was totally fine and let me add like kind of a little bit of grit and texture to the pages, because a lot of this, even though I had bumped things up on foam, was pretty flat. I think the fact that I have that emoji like cry laughing sticker on the photo blocked page is one of my absolute favorite little just random things, because I never use those stickers, but that was perfect. And I think that's what I enjoyed, is I could use like I said, the brighter colors that I don't tend to gravitate to, I do tend to use more of a muted palette. And I just felt like this spread was really bolder. I think that's what I'm trying to say too, is it's a much like bolder colored spread than I would normally go with. And then at the bottom on that Totally Worth the Wait card, I'm going to end up using some Pink Paisley, that is actually right, Pink Paisley foam thickers that I picked up in Joann's. And I really like that particular set because on one side you have the white and on the back side you have the navy. And again, I thought this would be a really great spread to use them on. I could use either or. And I end up spelling out Coaster Crazy to put at the top and the bottom. And I love how that turned out because it bumped everything up and it gave kind of the page a little bit of balance. I do try to create kind of the rule of three, and I do try to have a little bit of something on every single card, but I do try to also not get crazy. And the fact that this spread was the first one that I had done in months, literally months, I couldn't even tell you with any clarity when the last spread I actually did was. So it was really nice to like get back in the swing of things, and do this spread. Like I said, I'm a little missing some taste, so this was perfect for me today. Anywho, so let's talk about what's going on in the spread. And if I forgot anything product-wise, and there's something that you want to know, let me know. And I'll be happy to tell you where I got it from, because I'm pretty good about that after the voiceover of remembering where things came from. So let me know. Okay, so talking about the spread itself. So like I said, this was from our trip in 2021. So Taylor had never been to Orlando theme parks at that point. And I really just wanted to get her to everything and everywhere. And this particular day was the longest, craziest day. We were in the parks for 17 hours straight. That's just park time. That was insane. And I 10 out of 10 would not recommend anyone ever doing that if you're above the age of 25, because you will feel so worn out. It was wild. I've had a lot of like long days because I used to drive from like middle Georgia to Orlando and then do Halloween Horror Nights. Like that wasn't really uncommon. So having like a long day, but a long day in the park is totally different than a long drive and then being in the park, just for records. But anyways, this was kind of as we were winding down in the parks and getting ready to attend Halloween Horror Nights, which is strictly on the Universal Studios side. And this was kind of getting into the afternoon side of things. So this is after lunch, and we went to go ride the Hulk, which is my absolute hands down, has always been my favorite coaster. Everything kind of got overthrown this particular year. I definitely think Hagrid's now has my heart. VelociCoaster is definitely running a very close second. So, but Hulk will always remain just like a super special one in my heart, because up until now, they really haven't had anything that really knocked my socks off. But the fun thing about Hulk is it like shoots you. So you kind of have like a little bit of a crawl, like for like a second, and then it just like shoots you out. And it is so fast and it's so fun. And the wait actually was not bad. And we got off and kind of looked at each other, and she was just like obsessed. And I was like, do you want to do it again? And of course, I'm down for this. And she's like, yeah. And we just left our stuff in the locker and ran back into it again, which made me so happy, because I actually I haven't been able to ride it in a really long time. Because before Taylor went, I had taken my boyfriend for the 2 years other than COVID before that. And before that, I had taken my ex. So it had been 4 years since I had been able to ride Hulk at that point. And I was so ready. So that was really wild. So I was really excited to do that and get to do it twice. And we were on a really tight day. So the fact that that got fit in was really nice. Then we went on to stand in line for VelociCoaster, which was hellaciously long. It was so long. Oh my God. The lines for Hagrid's and VelociCoaster were both really long. VelociCoaster had just opened that summer. So really that line was much longer. VelociCoaster has a really different structure in the way that that coaster is made and set up, and it kind of just has more of an open format than most coasters do. I'm trying to remember now. I think it's that you don't have the overhead thing or the bottom thing. I remember my feet hanging for sure, but it definitely just doesn't feel as enclosed. So it's more of an open coaster, which is kind of a new trend, but it felt amazing. And there's all kinds of fun facts about it as well, but it's definitely new in a lot of ways, and just innovative in a lot of ways. And that was freaking amazing. However, we get off the coaster and Taylor cannot stop laughing, and I can't figure out why. And it's because in her bodysuit, because she had a bodysuit kind of thing underneath her, so she had like a skirt on and a bodysuit and a flannel, so she had tons of layers. But her boob popped out, and I'm cracking up because you would never know because you had the flannel, but she, of course, knew. So mid-coaster, she's having this whole thing. And that, I mean, that's just hilarious to be having that happen on a roller coaster. And so we're both laughing at this point, and she had taken pictures, obviously, and we actually had a shared album. So these are all photos that she took. And I stole them. And then I just kind of go on to talk about the experience as far as that goes in these photos. But from there, we kind of had to like wrap up and decide what we were going to do for our last couple minutes. Not minutes, but I think we had about an hour and change. So we were kind of, and you'll see this in other spreads. So we needed to decide kind of last minute what we wanted to do. And we ultimately decided that Hagrid's Magical Motorbike Adventure had won and taken the cake. And we really wanted to get a second ride in. So we got a cocktail and headed over to that line so that also when we came out, we could see Dementors. I think I have already done this spread. I think I did it on like a live maybe, or I have no idea at this point. It's all helter-skelter all over the place. But I have done this spread, and I was very excited to get to see not Dementors. I don't know why I said that. Death Eaters that roam the park in on the Islands of Adventure side. They roam the park after, like, at sunset before they do the whole castle show. So that was really cool. So now that I'm talking all over in circles, I think that pretty much explains the last couple minutes and hours of our quote unquote park time, pre-Halloween Horror Night time, and how that was all going. But just to talk about some other housekeeping things, I know I've got a lot bouncing all over the place with Plan With Me's and live streams. I am going to be taking the month of May off of live streams just to make sure that I can prep some content and just kind of take a little bit of a rest. I do want to make sure that I can stay consistent. That's overall my number one thing. So the live streams are just like a really nice bonus when I feel like I've got enough content going on, and then sometimes I still don't even have them, and I just love hosting them. So that can sometimes be a problem because then I get behind. But all in all, I'm going to be taking May off and then coming back in June with them. I'm also looking into some Patreon options. I don't want anyone to have a complete panic attack. It is not so that I can move off of YouTube. I would still be delivering free content. I do know a lot of content creators that have YouTubes and Patreons both. And it's just because I feel like we're at a point now where I want to grow this. And I can in certain ways. And I think a Patreon is just the best place to be able to offer that option to people that may want it. So nothing to fear. I would still be doing occasional Wine Wednesdays over here. I would still be doing 2 videos a week. Nothing is going to change. So no panic. Now, if there is something that you're interested in seeing on a Patreon level, let me know. I would love to hear what your thoughts are as I start kind of paddling around in those waters. But as we just kind of wrap up this video and get close to the end, I just wanted to let you know about those things. I hope you all are doing well and enjoy this Project Life video. Like I said, I know we're long overdue, so if you're a Project Life person, I'm sure you're very excited about this. And I hope to be delivering more, as well as more of the Hobonichi with me kind of in the mix as well, and getting back on that. It just takes a lot of time. The planner videos are something I'm always constantly doing, so it's not really taking me out of, a normal routine. But this does, these spreads and the Hobonichis with me do require me to make sure I have the time to film and slow down a little bit to edit and do voiceovers. Wow, I'm so sorry about all that loud noise. I don't know what that was. I do have the windows open today, so I'll try to muffle the background noises a little bit. But I hope you guys are all doing well. And until the next video, enjoy creating your own happy little wonderlands. And I look forward to the next video with you guys. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. If it's your weekend. Bye.